Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on a video. Welcome back to the channel where last time we were here, we built up our interchange. That's going to be kind of the main interchange flowing from the highway into what's going to be the new downtown. And in today's episode, we're going to be starting to plan out the actual downtown, get the districts in, get some buildings in, and look who's here. Little Kevin has decided to check out exactly where we're going to be building today. He's made his way from Lafayette Park, where we last met him, with his bear friend over here, who's a friendly bear. They seem to get along rather nicely. But city planner Kevin is checking out the location where we're going to be building today, making sure that everything's in order. The land's pretty flat, so that's good. Over here, we have a new rail viaduct to put in the high-speed rail viaduct. Instead replacing the vanilla one. So yeah, Kevin's just inspecting it. Kevin is my dog, and he is our city manager, I guess. And what a great shot too of Port Roberts in the distance. So yeah, let's hop out and take a look at where we're going to be building today, what we're going to be doing, and leave Kevin to his inspection jobs. So this is the downtown of the region we're going to be building in. We have our secondary town over here, Port Roberts, which was one of the original towns in the city, and it's grown up. But we're going to get a city that's a little bit bigger than this one, right across the river, right in here. Now, what we've been doing lately is we've been planning out the downtown core. We have our train station. We just have a few services. We have our major rail networks running through here, including that aforementioned new viaduct that runs through here. And we have a future port area over here with some rails running through, and a major interchange right here that flows into the downtown core. Now, I am recording this right after the last one, the last episode, which premiered on Friday. So if there was any suggestions or anything like that from the past 2 episodes, they're likely not in this video. So we also have another port over here. And in today's episode, we're going to be adding in the districts, planning out kind of roughly the parameters of what we're going to be building, maybe getting a few unique buildings down, and starting to zone, getting some people in here. I would like it if we could maybe get everything around the train station kind of going today, and leave the waterfront, as well as getting the transit flowing into here. So the transit's going to be the first thing we do, because it's going to be pretty important to place. Sorry, we're going to get the transit in right after we plan out the districts, because I want to show what we're going to be doing, where we're going to be doing things, and why the transit's going in those locations. So let's open up the districts tab and talk about city planning. This is what Kevin was preparing us for. Kevin, who might make an appearance in today's video. I'm not sure. He's downstairs right now, but he might run in here. I'm not sure. So the first thing we're going to plan out is the city campus. So we don't have a campus yet in the city, and I would love to get a campus in. And we're going to be getting that roughly where these trees stop, up to the train station, and into here. We're going to get like a competing grid in this area from this one over here. So that's where the campus is going to be, right up against a park, which we're going to add a major park right on this peninsula. And they're going to back onto each other, which is going to be really fun to do. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, major park. If you go onto Google Maps, you can see Stanley Park, which is a beautiful park in the middle of Vancouver, which is what I'm going to be basing this off of. So that's roughly going to be the parameters of the park. Not too sure. Again, roughly the parameters of the campus area. But we will see how it actually plays out. And then we have our downtown core. So we have a few areas in the downtown core that I want to get. We're going to have a bit of an industrial area and a port. I'm just going to mark the port with a park area through here. Port. This will just be called Port 1 for now. All right. And then we're going to get a second port, I guess, which we can plan out with another park area. This is going to be the major port. Awesome. And then we should probably plan out some of the districts that we're going to add in. So we're going to have a little town in here which is going to probably have the same style of buildings as in this zone. So we're going to mark that out. And then we're going to have a secondary area along the waterfront here, probably in this zone. And then we're probably going to get like a historic area. Ooh, probably a different zone through here. Right in these buildings through here. Like a waterfront historic area. Always good to have. And then we're going to have like town or like a Grand Central Station area. Big, large glass buildings. Whoa, look at the people coming out of here. That is awesome to see. And it's nice to see how they're feeding themselves through to the arterial here. Kind of winding their way. Okay, so we're going to need to make sure that this street here becomes a pretty prominent street. So we're going to need to raise the speed limit. Because I would rather them not duck and dive through those grids. So we'll see. Anyways, let's continue. We're going to get a big area through here. Whoa, a bit of a jump there. Okay, that's good. And maybe we can even continue that right up into here. And yeah, up in this zone too. Why not? Now, this is all subject to change, so we'll see if it actually plays out this way. But if it does, awesome. If it doesn't, that's okay. We'll just switch it up. And then we're going to have like the typical normal city zoning through here, probably. And we'll probably continue this through a couple areas, like the campus areas might have a few buildings that's going to tie into this Washington Park area, and vice versa. So we have a bunch of areas through here, and we can start naming them with some names. So in this zone, I'm going to name the city after the original city that we designed Port Roberts off of, which is a real city that it's pretty similar to. I've taken a lot of themes from. So we're going to be naming it off of that. We're going to be calling it Northminster City. So Westminster is a city outside of Vancouver, which was the first capital of the region, and one of the first colonial cities to pop up in the area. So we're going to be setting that up here. And then Poplar Heights will just be called... We'll call this one Old Port. And we will save this suggestion for the comments. So this is going to be like an industrial area, an old kind of part of the city. So we'll see what we come up with. But the rest of it, we're going to save for other days. I just wanted to get the planning in right now. So very, very fun. What are we going to add in here, right? So we need to do the transit. And then get some unique buildings. So what is the transit like right now? Well, in the city we have a rail station, and this rail station has nothing in it. There's no metro or anything like that around it, but we have a metro over here in Old Port Roberts, which has the ability to continue down this way, right underneath the lake, and potentially enter the campus area directly. So that'll be really, really useful for getting students out this way. We also have a ferry port over here, which we don't have a ferry connection elsewhere, which maybe we can set a ferry port up over here, which will be fun to do. That way we can get some direct connections into the city area rather than through the campus first. And then we have a few trams and whatnot, but nothing that's going to make its way across the river. But we do have a monorail stop out here, which I am projecting is going to go along the highway and then come in via Broad Square here to the station area and Northminster. So that whole loop is going to be pretty long. It's going to be from Upper Bay, continue through the train yards, through Pride Center, through Woosung to Oracle Lake, down to the Kent Marina, and then swing all the way through these areas that we have yet to build, and then come down via Broad Square into Central Station. So it means that people in this giant horseshoe will be able to go anywhere in the city, which will be nice. But there's also direct connections in. So I think that's going to play really, really nicely. Let's first of all plan out if there's any good hubs that we can place down that work with those buildings. So if we go to our hubs, we have a few options. And actually, one of these bus stations has a metro attached to it, I believe. And this is something that I'm going to be keen on. Yes, this one. Okay. This one might be used in this city because it has a metro connection. I think there's actually a few other ones too that have metro connections. Yeah, this one does, which is the Metro Intercity Bus Hub. Oh, okay, that one could be cool to have somewhere out in like Broadport or something like that, or Broad Square. My goodness, I don't know the names of my city yet. Mainly because we're going to be getting a metro coming in to the campus area. It's going to cut right down into Central Station, and then maybe we can get it to continue into Broad Square or something like that, which would be nice, and it would be nice to have a bus hub connected to that. But we have a few other options. We have the metro right through here, sorry, that's trams, whoops, metro. And we have a few hubs that we can connect in, right? So we have the Metro Tram Road. That's really cool. I really like this one because we could get some trams going in the city as well today, which would be nice. Oh, the metro runs opposite to the train station. I figured it was going to run exactly parallel with it. But that is a really awkward length for us. But I'm sure we can make it work where we need to. Then we have the multi-level metro hub. Holy cow, this is cool. I don't think I've seen this one. So it's ground level. It's ground level, elevated, and probably sunken too, right? Yeah. Holy cow. Okay, well, I don't think we're going to use this one. At least not here. I'm never going to say never, because that's a really cool metro station. Then we have the classics, right? The train metro hub, some train stations, some airports, the Monorail metro hub, which I think is what we were looking at for the city earlier. Yeah, Monorail metro train. Oh, wow. Okay, but one of the main things I was looking at is the metro connections, or monorail, sorry. Oh my goodness. It is early in the morning for me at recording this. But the Harbor Bus Monorail Hub could be something that would be really, really fun. I was actually wondering if ferries would connect into that instead of just the metro, but it looks like it is. Okay, so it's not just cruise ships. Okay, I was worried it was cruise ships as well. Oh, it is. It'd be nice to get like cruise ships to come in here too. That would be really, really fun. So I think we need to do a bit of planning then to get the connection in, because right now the connection is only out over here, which is why we have the major port out this way. But if we want to get cruise ships in here, we're going to need to draw a road in through here, or a ship path. All right, so I made a mistake there. I thought that the harbor that we were trying to build originally was also going to work with ferries, but it doesn't. But this one does. So this is a cruise ship, harbor, and ferry combo. So this is going to be very useful because we're going to be able to grab the ferries and bring them into here, which is going to be a service point that isn't directly serviced if we have the metro running from here in. So it'll actually get use for people going into Old Port area, which will be nice. So now that we have this in place, I think we should set up the ferry before we get moving on anything else. So we need to get the ferry paths through here, which is right here, ferry path. And then I'm assuming that the cruise ships are going to take a direct route in, kind of like this. So I'm going to go around. All right, so we don't actually have a ferry depot in this city. So we should probably get that in. And what other better place is there than right beside the other one, right? So that makes sense to do, I guess. We're going to get it right here in Old Port still. So the ferry depot, I think, is a very cool building. But if not placed correctly, it can look really awkward. And I think placing it kind of right into this one actually kind of works. It kind of looks like just one larger hub here. Let's take a look through here. Yeah, dumpsters are a little bit of an issue, but I think that's fine to get away with because they snap in together, or they're supposed to snap in together at least. Interesting. Okay, so they didn't, which means that we can probably because these ones can't snap in together then, which means that we should probably just get another little road connection in here, and then we'll be able to connect everything up properly. Alright, so that's about as close as I can get these buildings with the roads not looking too crazy. So we'll need to make sure that we have a good connection in here because there's doors on these sides of these buildings and dumpsters. So we'll do that in the episode. But let's get the connection in here now, finally. So we need to get the ferry route to connect in to the port depot, or yeah, the depot right here. So yeah, we'll just connect up like that. That should be fine. And then we will just run a ferry from here all the way over to here and back. Just like that. So now we should have a ferry going. But let's see how many cruise ships or ferry ships we have here, because there are new options, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think there's any increase in vehicle size. 80, okay, so 80 is the most. That's fine. We'll see how many people actually end up using it. And we have 3 ships. Okay, so they might get backed up a little bit, but we'll see. 1 in each port, 1 on the go. I think that'll probably be enough. We'll see how many cruise ships we get in here too, because I don't see any cruise ships yet. But that'll also help ease the massive amount of people that we have running in through this station here. This train station in Port Roberts is so busy, so hopefully that will help split up the traffic. But let's continue with our transit theme here, because my original hope with the harbor with the monorail is that we could have gotten like a monorail stop in here, but that's not the case anymore, and that's not really going to be the trajectory of that monorail anyways. So let's get the trajectory of the metro in instead. So campus area directly. I'm not too sure how these roads are going to play out, but we're going to need a metro stop in here. So let's roughly plan out a metro stop in the area by kind of figuring out the grid from here. So following the theme, we're going to get a road running alongside the frontage of the river here. So I think that's pretty good right there. And then we'll need to figure out a distance for these roads. So I think on this side we should probably maintain the same grid length, or grid width, sorry. But how we're going to connect in here is going to be a different story. All right, so here we go. We have the grids connecting here. I think this is going to make for a fun campus build. Now, I've only put these little teeny streets in here just for grid planning purposes. Holy cow, cruise ships. Wowza. These ferries are cutting it pretty close. And the cruise ships are doing their mitosis thing. So that's good. Hopefully we see lots of people, and this will give us definitely a reason to boost the transit in this area. Holy cow, let's plan this out. So, metro. Let's figure out where we're going with that. And we have a reason. Let's try. The reason why we did this is so we could plan out where roughly a metro stop would be. Now we do have that metro tram hub that we talked about before, so that'll be useful to think about. Here are the metros. And these are all the metro hubs. Okay, so multi-level, that blah, blah, blah. Metro monorail. Okay. And the metro tram hub. Okay. So, I think that a metro tram hub in this campus would be really, really cool. So if we were to kind of connect it up in a way that the metro itself flows really nicely through here, I think that'll be great. So the metro comes in like this. We can curve it like this, and it can come at pretty much any angle we want it to. So if we were to plan out a metro or a stop in here for the tram, that'd be really neat too, because then the trams could stop at campus and then stop at one more stop and then they're at the park or something like that. Okay, interestingly enough, this road here is only one lane for cars. So I'm kind of thinking it doesn't really make sense for us to get 2 lanes of cars in here. And in which case, you know, we just throw down one of these guys, but that's so much smaller than it should be. So what I'm thinking is we use the pedestrian tram road combo. And we'll use the cobblestone. Yeah, let's use cobblestone. And then if we bring it out right to here, the cars can't go in here, but it's like a turnaround for the cars, so they can like drop people off in here, but they can't go any further. So I wonder if we can detail this up a little bit to make it look a little bit better than this. But because that'll be really, really cool if we could do that. Then we can make this whole area like pedestrianized, which would be really, really neat. So if we were to go to pedestrian roads and we're using cobblestone, so I'm just going to use some rough planning like this, bring out like that, and then we can continue this tram through here. Like that or something, and we have a bit of a pedestrian zone through here with the campus, but we can also have campus buildings through here. I think this could work out really, really nicely. I think this works with the theme of the building itself too, and we don't need to continue this large road all the way, but we could, because this is a pretty major road, so we could continue this as a larger tram road. So let's go to tram. This whole thing started as a metro planning, but yet we're doing trams instead. So let's go tram with trees. Why not? That's pretty cool. And we'll just continue right through here like that. Yeah, dedicated tram road with trees. That's fantastic. And then we'll just upgrade these guys. And should we continue this larger road through here, or should we just go down to a dedicated tram road? I think we should probably go down now that we're on this new now that we're in Northminster City. I think that would be fun to do. We also have a metro tram road. Holy moly. Okay, I'm a bit overwhelmed, not gonna lie. There is a lot going on here. We got so many options now. But I think this is kind of what the idea that we're thinking of. But the tram doesn't have to stay on this road. It can duck down onto a different street, and we can go along the waterfront, for example. All the way to here. Now we need to unlock these roads, which would be neat, or we could bring it onto the waterfront here, which would be also very neat. And we have like a tram running right through here, and then we can get back on this side. So we free up this road for parking and cars and stuff, which would be really neat to do. Let's try it out. Let's see if we can do it. All right, so I placed this in here, but we need to unlock this road. So if we go into Network Multi-Tool, we go into Unlock Segment. We can unlock this road segment, and with that, we should be able to run the tram road across this ferry depot area, just like this. Let's get out of Network Multi-Tool, and here we go. Why isn't it working? Did I just relock it? I think I relocked it. Whoops, there we go. Unlocked. Okay, fantastic. There we go. Fantastic. All right, so now we can run the tram through this area, get it to turn around. But we're gonna need a tram depot for that to run. That's a pretty long line here, and I'm actually thinking of detouring it right here along Beach Street, and then we can get another tram line running somewhere else at another point. But I think it makes sense to have it along the waterfront again. I like the waterfront trams, just for aesthetic purposes. No other reason really. because it's not the best for transfers and whatnot, right? Because you're losing access of people on one side. You're only getting people from this side. But I think the trams are really cool that way. We could also run a tram this way, but I don't really know yet. I just wanted to make sure we had a tram connection into this side. I think that's really, really cool. Awesome. Okay. Wow. Holy cow. There's a lot of ships. Good thing we're getting this tram running now. So let's... okay. Wow. Yeah. Let's get this tram running. So we'll get a stop in here. Okay. Don't worry. I will remember that we're going to send the tram out that way. But we could also have it as this being a destination point, having a loop around somewhere, and then having a second tram running into the park, because who knows how long that's going to be, because otherwise that's a really long tram line, right? But that's okay. I actually like the idea of really long tram lines. I feel like they're somewhat realistic. But yeah, we'll get it to stop right here. We'll stop it here again for some reason. And then we'll stop at the exact same points as we did previously. Alright, so we have the Northminster waterfront line running here with these old style trams. I think that's really neat. That one just did a full loop. And we have 10 trams on this line. I think that's going to be a lot, plenty, but this one's stuck behind traffic. Let's get going here, trams. Holy moly. What's taking so long? Alright, the trams are finally running now. Bit of a weird issue, but here we go. Here are the waterfront trams. Very, very fun. Yeah, I like the blue color too for the waterfront, right? So that's always neat to do. I think the city's coming along rather nicely. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see them, how they approach this area here. Yeah, that's awesome. And then people can easily walk across this street here. There's on both ends, and they can get into their pocket cars, or they can get onto this tram line. But let's now continue with the metro, because that was the whole point, right? So let's go to metro, and the whole point of the tram was to get the metro. Very funny. All right, let's go into this view, click tunnel mode, and we should be on freeform. Okay, so here we go, connect into this, and then we just need to swing through here. Now, this would be quite the project, but I would imagine that the city and the province... Did I really just do that? The city and the province probably would consider this connection extremely, extremely important, right? This is a really fast way to get across the city, a major city at that too. So I would imagine that this would be given priority as something that would probably get even maybe federal funding. Okay, so let's connect into here, -32. Then let's go to slope, and we're going to slope it from here all the way to here. Let's see the angle, 1.2. That's really good. And then we can actually continue the metro in a couple different directions now. So we have the metro here. What I'm thinking is we curve it and we bring it right down, like we have a sharp curve right here, and we bring it right down this street here so that it can connect up with Central Station. That would be my ideal location. And then what I really want is I really want this station again. This is the same station that we have right over here, which gives us the plus. Because it would be nice if we could get a metro coming in this direction too. So I was thinking, should we just continue this one off in this direction towards the major port? But I don't know what's going to happen out there yet. Clearly we could have this one as like a stop for that, or that train that runs in this direction could continue on into here, no problem at all. But I feel like this one should probably curve and continue it through the city a little bit. So if we have this metro stop, we could place it right out front of the of this region, or yeah, of the train station here, and it could be really useful. I'm not going to place it out right in front though, because I kind of want that space available for something else, but I'm thinking right here is probably a really good distance. I would imagine that there's an underground connection in real life, right? So let's plop it down right there. Looks fine on that corner. And we could easily zone in some buildings around it to kind of help hide it. So let's go with just some offices probably. Now what district is this in actually? This is probably in Central Station. Yeah, so Central Station, my idea for Central Station was to have this be the IT kind of district. So let's set that up. Okay, fantastic. These buildings will level up on their own. Though I really like this building. That's really cool. Let's save this one. I like it right there too. That's nice. All right, so if that were to be the metro station there, the idea now is that we have a connection into here. Let's probably just let's use this. Okay, so we have a stop right here, curve it in, easy. So we could probably get one more station right over here, and I think we should probably be fine with that. Yeah, right in this little awkward curve area. And then this gives us an opportunity to connect a metro stop into here from this one, which can go north. So a connection into Old Port from the main line would be a transfer to tram. Or you could take the train into here, transfer again, which I think is probably fine. So let's get a few more metro stops. Let's get this infill station, and then let's get a station right here. All right, so here we have it. We have the metro stop out this way, and something's happening with this station. I don't really know why. I've been working on trying to fix it. It says that it can't be reached. So interesting. We'll figure that out off camera here, so we can get going on some things. So we have that metro connection in. Let's actually continue connecting up those metros, and then get that infill station that I mentioned before. So let's connect up the metro here, right there. There we go. And go into tunnel mode. And then we'll just get a simple curve from about there underneath the tracks. Perfect. That worked out great. And then we can continue this one straight in this direction. Now this is the extra deep side, so we'll need to keep that in mind if we ever want to get it above ground. We're going to need to do a bit of work there, because that's really deep. That's 32 meters deep. Perhaps it would have been better to do it the other direction here, but I wanted it facing this way, because then you leave the metro station and you're right there. So it kind of works that way. And then we have the alley on this side where you can access it from this side too. So I feel like it should work this way. But let's continue with that infill station that I mentioned, because there's a few other ones that we could, or a few options that we have here. So we're probably going to want it in this pocket. That would make sense to do, or this pocket. Probably this one. So we can easily just do one of these ones, just something simple. But we have these Railroad of Japan ones too, which are really neat, but I don't really think there's anything that's going to particularly work. But what about one of these ones, the sunken platforms? And I think this one could work out lovely right here. So if we were to, oh, this is a large road too, I believe. Yeah, it's meant for a large road. Yeah, I wonder if we get it on this side, would it work? Wonder if we just upgrade this road piece to a larger road, if we could do that. So I mean, like a 4-unit road. We'll just do this one for now. We could actually just continue this right down into here. Because who knows, maybe there's going to be a tram out this way too. Fantastic. So let's connect this up, and then we can talk about the monorails. And I don't think we're going to do unique buildings. I noticed an issue today. While I've been doing this, the game anarchy has all the unique buildings on, and I know I turned it off because I loaded it up before and it had all these buildings. So I was like, that's weird. Left the game, redid the removed the unlock all. We can even go check right here in game options, game anarchy, and yeah, unlock all. So I'm going to look into that. This is a frustrating glitch because I didn't want unlock all on. I turned it on briefly to see if the large hotel that we're planning on putting in, it was going to fit in the grid, and it will. But also we used it for Skylines 6 a few weeks ago, and that's the last time I turned it on. So I'm curious if there's an issue with that. I'm going to look into it off camera. But let's connect up these metros and go into tunnel mode. Fantastic, look at that. So we have our metros running in here. We can even now bring in the metro stop into this area. So we have one right over here in Port Roberts. Let's grab it, and we're just going to drag it all the way to the end here. Fantastic. And then we can add in stops through here, and in this guy too. There we go. And then all the way underneath the water into here as well. Perfect, they're there. Okay, fantastic. We will do that other metro in this area one day, but now that should be flowing and going great. But yeah, there's definitely going to be more transit connections in the future, but we need to get the monorail in now. So the monorail is going to be really useful because this is going to come... Whoa. This is going to arrive from over here. Now, I believe we're going to get a stop out over this way. So I'm not actually going to connect this up because I believe we're probably going to get another stop out over here or something like that. Then we're going to swing it in, probably come down Broad Street here, or Broad Square, and then arrive through here by the train station. So this is going to kind of run parallel to the metro for a little while, but I'm thinking what we do is we get another metro stop out in Broad Square with like a bus hub or something, and then what we do is curve the metro in this direction or something like that, or just end it at the train station as well. That's a good option as well. And so we'll have a metro stop here with the bus hub, but then I want to get that monorail into the downtown core as well, where we can get a cool stop. So there's not a ton of monorail hubs out there, and we've already used the monorail bus hub and this one monorail tram hub with road. Okay, this one could work out great. If we kind of run a tram north-south or something, we could hook it up with the monorail as well. But it's a little big for our grid, so we're going to need to think about that in the future. So let's just get a simple monorail stop. And I don't think the monorail is going to be too big of a deal in this part of the city, but I want to make sure that we actually include it. So let's go monorail station with road, and without road, and we're going to need it to get a stop, we're going to need to get a stop right out in here. Right? We actually might use the road version of it. We're going to need it in here because we have all our hub right here, right? So we need to make sure that we have those transfer points. So we can click this in right there, And then we should probably run a large metro road through here. Whoa. Where are we? Here we go, to connect it up. Like that. Actually, I kind of like the idea of the single, or the 2-lane metro road. I think that's going to look a little bit better than that. Yeah, I always like the idea of these hubs having like a drop-off spot or something like that. Okay, and then that means we need to continue the monorail through here, which is going to get a little tricky, right? So we could actually include it, make this a tram road, but I'm not going to commit to any more trams today. And it's going to run parallel to the metro, I believe, for a little bit, because I want to make sure that the monorail also has a connection into the bus hub up here. So that will be useful. So we're going to run parallel for one stop for both of them. But that's okay. All right. So we have the monorail, we have the metro out this way. Let's get that hub that we talked about before in here. So it's a bus hub. It's a bus metro hub. It is the Metro Intercity Bus Hub. Yes, we don't need the Metro Bus Hub with the plus because we don't really have a reason to, unless we want to connect it in here, and then we have a Metro stop kind of just running in through to this station. We kind of have it like a bit of a loop. That could be cool. We have one Metro running this way, connecting in, it continues this way, and then goes that way, and then we can have this metro run into here and then continue out this way. I mean, the more metros the better, right? So I think that's a good option to have at least. So why don't we try this one? We haven't used this one since Brockton County, I believe, so I think it'll be fun to use. Fantastic. Okay, and we can have some other bus hubs and stuff out this way too, which would be neat. But should we just get our metro stop right here? I think so. Or monorail, oh my goodness. Awesome. Okay, so we have metro now running into here from this bus hub, which is really cool, and then it'll continue out this way into the vast unknown. And let's take a look at this view, because I don't think I've ever put so many metro stations in one kind of go. So we have a bit of a loop here with a connection into Old Port, which is really, really cool. So we can kind of have like these trams go in different directions, which is really, really cool to have those options available to us. Then we have this metro running in from Pride Promenade, running into here, going right through the heart of the downtown core, then connecting up to this bus hub, where I think I'm going to stop the metro right there. We do have a really good option to bring it out this way if we want to, but we're going to have a monorail run this way. So unless we want to bring the metro out to like an area over here, that is an option, but otherwise I think we're probably done with that metro line. And we have a tram running through here, which is really cool. And then we have a monorail, which I'm not going to really hook up because there's not really a point right now. But this monorail could easily go north from here too, which would be really cool. And we can definitely get a few more tram lines in as well. Plus we have our bus hub over here for all the intercity buses and all the local buses and whatnot. But I think we're just going to get a bit of zoning in here just to get some people in this area, and then we're probably just going to end the video here with this being transit focused. So let's talk about zoning up around the train station here, because I want to get these offices through here. I think that'll be fun to do. We'll have a bit of a walking path behind all these buildings. And I want to get people living up this way too. So I think that's a good idea to have. And then right in this little hub here, I can definitely see us getting a path through here. So let's get that path in. Let's just go with the zoo path with decorations. I think that's a great path option here. We'll turn off our guidelines. We'll go right in the middle here like that. Connecting up right there. Fantastic. I'm not going to add anything onto this side yet because I'm not too sure how we're going to approach that. But I think this is really neat. This is coming along really nicely. And look, I did forget water in this episode. So we didn't bring water out all the way over here. Almost though, almost. All right, so let's continue with some of the zoning. Ooh, don't like these two buildings next to each other like that. I don't mind this one. Let's take out this one. I'm not even gonna save it. I'm not the biggest fan of how that looks, but we'll see, we'll see. Okay, more offices down here in the downtown square. I think we could probably almost just do a full thing like that, but let's think about this really quickly. Let's get an office right in the corner, and we'll take out these, and let's get a commercial building, which is tourism, and then we can get another office right here. And then why don't we throw a residential tower right in here? I think that'll be a good mix. And then we can get a residential tower through here and a couple more. Let's get a hotel right here. And then we'll get offices like that. Yes, I think that'll be cool. And then we can run a path through here, but we'll just use the concrete path to slide in right behind. Just like this, and we won't connect it up, just like that. So there actually is a connection there, but it doesn't have like the weird node that usually goes with it. So we'll zone that up. We'll add this in here. There we go. Very good. I think we can clean this. Whoops. I think we can clean this up a little bit better though. Just like that. And then this one can go a little bit further. Okay, yeah, these are some great buildings for this area. We'll wait and see for them all to come up though. Wait a second. Is that not in the zoning? Oh, this isn't IT zoning. My goodness, I forgot my districts already. Okay, we need to make sure that this is IT zoning right through here. And we'll delete these buildings. There we go. All right. And then moving down into this, whoa, what happened here? My goodness, holy moly. That's hilarious. And there's the tram, okay. And then we should probably detail this area up because we probably should. That's about it. Should we get a connection in here? I don't know, because I'm a little bit worried about how this is gonna work out. So actually I might not detail the whole thing because I'm really concerned about why there's this weird issue here that it can't be accessed. So I might end up redoing this area off camera, so I guess I won't actually end up doing this this zone through here. But where else are we having the IT zoning? Right through here. Okay, let's do these 2 blocks and then we'll probably call it a day, folks. So right along this frontage right here, I want some nice big offices because this area is either going to be a park or it's going to be like a main building or something like that. Okay, and then we should probably get a couple hotels in here. And maybe we should actually run a bit of a road down here as well. So this is where it should be. Let's make sure we have our connections in and stuff like that. Okay, so right here, we'll run a bit of a road just like that. Okay, and then we can easily get a couple hotels in here then. And then we'll make this one whole thing be offices. Fantastic, okay. Is IT zoning on this side too? No, it's not. Okay, so we will leave this for next time. So I hope you have a wonderful day, folks. We'll talk soon. And I have some fun surprises for you coming up. So stay tuned. Check the community post for some fun info about upcoming events or maybe some changes in the schedule a little bit. So I hope... Oh, there's nothing out that way. Whoopsies. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, actually, we need to do this. We didn't get a district out this way. We have a lot going on here, and we have some zoning starting to happen. But I think we're going to have to leave it here, folks, because I've run out of time for the video today. But we'll see what happens next. So have a wonderful day, folks. Let's get a cool view here. Talk to you soon. Peace out.